Deep inside the hardware, the core of a large language model exists in a state of total isolation. It has a massive capacity for language, but its actual knowledge is permanently frozen at the exact moment its initial training was completed. It knows absolutely nothing about yesterday's news. It is also physically trapped. By default, a raw model cannot browse the internet. It cannot query your company's private database, and it cannot interact with external software. That means, on its own, it cannot perform basic tasks like checking the current weather, acting as a calculator, or sending an email. To transform this fascinating but helpless language engine into a tool we can actually use, engineers have to build a complex software ecosystem around it. The first step in building that ecosystem is giving the model a way to look things up. We use Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. When you ask a question, the system bypasses the model at first, searching an external database for relevant documents. It feeds these to the language model as mandatory reading material to generate your final answer. A practical rule of thumb is to use fine-tuning to teach a model how to speak, but use RAG to dictate what it knows. This grounds the AI's output in verifiable, constantly updating reality. You cure the model's amnesia without having to run an expensive retraining process every single time your data changes. Reading external documents solves the knowledge problem, but to be truly useful, the system needs hands to manipulate the outside world. With function calling, the language model outputs a specific machine-readable command to pull local weather. An external orchestration layer catches it, triggers the real-world API, and captures the raw data. This data returns to the model, which translates it into a natural response. Function calling turns the LLM from a passive answering machine into an active, dynamic software coordinator. When you combine external memory with real-world tools, you create systems capable of managing continuous, multi-step workflows. Agents use a repeating protocol: think, act, observe, and repeat. Given a broad goal, an agent independently executes a RAG search, analyzes a report, and triggers a tool to draft an email. The model is the executive, analyzing outcomes to determine its next move. Agents elevate artificial intelligence from executing single, isolated prompts to autonomously managing overarching human objectives. Pulling back, you can see the reality of modern AI. The raw language model is just one small gear inside a massive orchestration engine. Reliable applications are the product of rigorous systems engineering, not just clever prompting. But this architecture creates new vulnerabilities. Connecting a model that occasionally hallucinates to live data and actionable tools creates severe operational risks. Mapping this web of connections is a mandatory step before trusting these systems with critical business or personal decisions. In our next episode, Episode 9, we will look critically at these limitations and risks, covering hallucinations, bias, and how to use LLMs safely. Welcome to Knowledge Equity Partners. Please subscribe, like, and share our daily videos to stay updated. Let's together keep the quest for knowledge always high.